nothing but good. Cooler minds will soon prevail, and we will see that whatever Mr. Nixon might have thought of all these kind words, he knew deep down that he had not been able to revive, resuscitate, whatever word you want to use, his reputation. He is the Humpty Dumpty in the history of the American presidency. He had a great fall. Nothing will change the fact that he misperformed in office. His colleagues in the Republican Party, the American people, constitutional lawyers, the courts have all said he was wrong. He broke the law. And whatever he might think about the praise at the moment, there were many things that were praiseworthy in his administration. He wrote about those things himself in his memoirs and in the subsequent books. But I don't think he would have been fooled, because he knew that mistakes were made, as he said, and he was a victim of his own misperformance.
Do you expect any revelations from the Watergate affair to come out now upon his death? Do you think there are any secret papers that may come out, something he wrote down, new insight?
I would be very much surprised. Contemporaries usually know all the answers that are required. I remember when the Lincoln papers were opened in the 1940s. They were sealed for all kinds of reasons, and people wondered what we would find new about Lincoln. We didn't find a thing. I will be very much surprised if there is anything about Watergate in papers that will now come to the fore. First of all, Nixon has been very secretive, had been very secretive about his possessions, very reluctant to give up the tapes and the papers. As you know, even the library is not turned over to the National Archives. I mean, the Nixon Library in California. There are questions we would still like to have answered. We'd like to know who Deep Throat was, and whether Nixon knew or not. We know that Woodward Bernstein know who Deep Throat was. We'd like to know truly what he was after. We can guess, or the committee for the re-election of the president was after, when they bugged the Democratic National Headquarters in the Watergate complex. There are other questions. We'd like to know, why did Nixon not burn those tapes? Have a big bonfire on the lawn of the White House and say, do with me what you will. I am doing this to save national security secrets.
Professor Henry Graff, thank you for your perspective. Very interesting.
Nice to be here.
And we'll be back with more news after this. This is CBS News Up to the Minute.
Is this you? Spend an hour washing your car every week, getting all messed up when you could be having fun? Or maybe you spend $6 at the car wash. Either way, 2 days later it looks like it was never washed. Shouldn't there be a way to keep your car looking great all the time? There is. Now you can stop washing and start dusting with the original California Car Duster. In seconds, your car will look like it was just washed.
It was guaranteed, so I tried it. And you know, it really does look like magic.
The original California Car Duster will last for years. Developed for car buffs to keep their cars looking new, its specially treated fibers lift dust off without a scratch, so it's guaranteed for the most delicate paint jobs. Look at that shine.
With this expensive investment to protect, I'd rather use my amazing duster than wash any day.
Because it's so easy to use, you'll want one for every car in your family. And they make great gifts, too. Tired of washing, wasting time, money, and water? Call this number and start dusting with the original California Car Duster today. Thousands have been sold for $29.95. But call now and you'll also get the original California Mini Duster. The Mini Duster is perfect for dusting all of those hard-to-reach places, like mini blinds, pianos, computer keyboards, and even your car dashboard. The Mini Duster normally sells alone for $9.95. But call now and you'll get both the original California Car Duster and Mini Duster for just $19.95. That's a $40 value for just $19.95. And remember, only the original California Car Dusters and Mini Duster specially treated fibers lift off dust without a scratch. So call this number or send $19.95 plus $4.95 shipping and handling to the original California Car Duster, 21125 Superior Street, Chatsworth, California, 91311. But to start dusting your car and all those other hard-to-reach places even sooner, call this number now. Have your credit card handy.
We'll have a week-long look at violence and kids in America. You'll go inside a big city emergency room for a first-hand look at the fallout from this terrible problem.
Ben, do you feel fat? You may not be as overweight as you might think. We're going to meet one doctor who says you should be happy with yourself the way you are.
Coming up on CBS This Morning, breakfast for your head. Do you think your job is safe? These workers are fighting to save their jobs. Can they win? Last call, 48 hours Wednesday.
Watch CBS This Morning.
It's breakfast for your head.
It is said that birds of a feather flock together. Well, that may be true for most of our winged friends. Diane Stadling of British Sky News, though, has discovered a notable exception.
A year old, and Streak is as bald now as the day he was born. But for pet shop owner Kerry Hum, it was still love at first sight. What Streaker lacks in feathers, he makes up for in charm.
Everybody loves him, to be perfectly honest with you. They come from miles to see him, and I've not yet had anyone say, isn't he ugly?
I thought he was rather ugly, I must confess. What made you fall in love with him the first time you saw him?
I think he's gorgeous. To be honest, I wish they bred them without feathers. There we go. There we go.
The naked truth appears yet to dawn on Streaker himself. He still preens non-existent plumage, attempts to fly, and is used to a constant stream of admirers, including his best friend Kevin, who loves him just the way he is. Streaker has confounded the experts.
We've discussed about doing some tests to find out what's going wrong, but nothing's going to put feathers back on him, so we're just going to let him live his life as he is.
Streaker lacks feathers, but not friends. A small army of dedicated knitters are busy producing a whole wardrobe of clothes. He can't admire himself. Mirrors are out in case they upset him. And one favourite phrase in budgie vocabulary is also banned. No one's allowed to ask, who's a pretty boy then? Diane Stradling, Sky News.
Let's take a look at Monday's weather forecast. High-pressure systems hang over much of the east, bringing plenty of sunshine. Thunderstorms for the Midwest and southern Florida. Rain over the Great Lakes states. Possibly some heavy snow in higher elevations of the Rockies and Montana. Showers for parts of the desert Southwest. The eastern chunk of the country will enjoy temperatures in the 80s today. NFL Commissioner Paul Tagliabue opened the 59th NFL Draft as expected, with Cincinnati making the first pick.
Bengals have selected Dan Wilkinson, defensive tackle, Ohio State University.
When Indianapolis made running back Marshall Faulk from San Diego State the second pick, it marked the first time underclassmen were taken with the first two picks of the draft. Washington chose quarterback Keith Schuler from Tennessee with the third pick, and he's not a senior either. In the NBA, San Antonio's David Robinson scored 71 points against the Clippers. He passed Orlando's Shaquille O'Neal to win the league's scoring title on the final day of the season. Wilt Chamberlain, David Thompson, and Elgin Baylor are the only other NBA players to score 70 points in a game. The Spurs won it 121-97. Now let's take a look at the up-to-the-minute scoreboard.
Fairchild Chevy Geo explodes with our 35th anniversary van-a-thon. When it's really big, it's huge. We make it easy to buy or lease your luxury conversion van. Experience the 94 Starcraft priced right, or the value leader in Astrovans Mark III, or the spacious Imperial full-size conversion. See how easy it can be to buy or lease at Fairchild. It's Fairchild's 35th anniversary van-a-thon. Call 521-6000 or just get here now.
Where can you get 20 acres of family fun under one roof?
at the IX Center at this year's IX Indoor Amusement Park, April 1st through May 1st. Over 150 rides, games, and attractions, from twisting, turning thrill rides to an animal petting zoo, Grand Kittyland, and Legoland. There's also great entertainment, celebrity appearances, and a whole lot more. So don't miss the fantastic IX Indoor Amusement Park, April 1st through May 1st. Brought to you by Cleveland's own TV8.
You want it all. TV8. It's all right here. All the laughter, all the cheers, all the experience of all the years. You got it all. TV8. It's all right here. Cleveland's own. It's all right here. News Center 8. It's all right here. TV8.
Hello, I'm Wilma Smith. 20,000 volunteers are needed for the American Cancer Society's Community Crusade, April